Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Coe Show. My name is Mason Coe, here as always with my co-host, Aaron Coe.
Hello.
Today is Tuesday, September 28th. We are starting back up Seahawk Talk, which actually covers the Seahawks and the Huskies, but we'll be talking about last week's games, doing a little bit of preview for next week. But before we get into all that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and follow us on Twitter at Mason Charles Coe, at Aaron Coe 29. And without further ado, let's start talking about it. Do you want
How about those Mariners?
How about those Mariners? Yeah. Actually, yeah, fuck it. Let's talk about the Mariners,
It's almost
too.
late September, and I'm paying more attention to the Mariners than the Seahawks. What has happened with my life?
Seriously, yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about the Mariners first. How far out are they?
They're a game and a half back.
Game and a half?
With 5 to go.
All right, so some shit's got to happen,
Yeah.
but yeah, all right. That's Mariners talk.
Hey, Service. Who's done a better job than that guy this year?
Seriously.
Yeah.
I
These
don't know.
players, I wish the team would have made a trade or two. I still think they should have. I think they're going to regret that now. But those players have some stones, so credit to them.
Yeah.
Regardless of what happens here in the last 5.
Yeah, and hey, I was wrong about trading Haniger. I'm glad he's still.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's still around. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. I guess we have to talk about the Seahawks on Hawk Talk.
So okay, do you want to start shitty and get better, or start?
What's better? Is there something better?
Huskies.
Oh,
Game.
Huskies.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Seahawks.
Okay. Let's get it out of the way. So first
the
half.
Huskies, it ain't real great either. So.
Once again, the first half of the Seahawks game, I mean, it wasn't great. They still went, into the half down, but a lot better than the second half, at least. What do you think is wrong? Like, I don't get it.
I posted on Facebook that we just need to fix our offense, defense, and special teams, and we're going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Our kicker's missing kicks.
Yeah, seriously.
The defense can't stop anyone, and the offense can't do anything in the second half of games.
It seems like their scripts, they go in with their scripts, and it works really well. And I don't understand, don't run the same script over and over again, but why don't you just run the same 15, just run, you got, 10 to 20 scripted plays?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess, usually you have a script coming out of the half, too. Usually going into the third quarter, you have a script, and I guess that one didn't work, but...
I was listening to one of your podcasts that I don't listen to very often, Pardon My Take.
Yeah.
And I don't think they were talking about the Seahawks game, but he said they have a script and it works. Why don't they just, do it over again?
Really?
The other team probably won't
God.
notice. They probably won't catch on for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think I listened to that.
Yeah,
one.
I mean...
That's funny.
They come out and Chris Carson is tearing it up and DK looks good. And then, they barely run the ball, from the second quarter on. I'm not saying running the ball is the full answer here, but it just seems like it seems like this young OC Waldron panics.
Yeah.
When they get down a little bit.
Yeah.
Feels like he's got to get quick scores to match what the other team's doing against a putrid defense. So, the defense is something we got to talk about a lot here. But the bottom line is the offense in this game didn't score in over 41 minutes to close out the game. They scored 7 points in the second half of the previous 2 games.
Yeah.
First game, you're like, they had a good lead. Yeah, they're just trying to milk it.
Everyone kind of took it as, they let their foot off the gas a little
Yeah.
and ran it out, which I did too.
Now it seems like a very serious problem.
Seems like an actual problem,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I mean, to end the game, we scored a touchdown to go up 17-7. Goes missed field goal, halftime, punt, downs, end of game. I mean, yeah. And it's weird because... the defense was kind of bending and not breaking a little. They were just giving up a bunch of field goals, but still you give up 30 points to that offense. My tattoo bet is making me a little nervous now. No, I'm kidding. I'm still not nervous at all about that, but
it's not a good team that they just got dominated by every phase.
They got shit on by the Vikings.
It sounds like it's a train wreck in the locker room a little bit. You've got Trey Flowers. What did he say? they schemed our ass up.
Oh wow,
That's
okay.
a direct shot at coaching.
Yeah.
Trey Flowers basically says, I don't know what I'm supposed to do in our scheme. He also unprompted said, I'm not Richard Sherman. Like, you should probably want to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're definitely not Richard Sherman because you give up 10-yard completions like regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Regularly gives up. We'll shorten it. How many 7-yard plus completions do you think Trey Flowers gives up a game?
I mean,
5, 6,
yeah,
7, so many. And how many on third down? Like, he is responsible for 50% of our third downs.
I mean, he's lining up 10 yards deep on 3rd and 4.
Which maybe that is a scheme thing, because someone's got to be telling him to stand there.
Well, here's the thing, and if you're, it's okay to line up there, if your plan is to go, attack and break on the ball. It's not like you can't just not move in.
True, yeah.
But I think he's supposed to be more aggressive there. But I mean, Pete has always said don't get beat deep. That's the number one thing.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you just allow everything else to happen in front of you and then don't tackle.
Just every time someone says Trey Flowers' name, I just think about the 5 third downs he gave up to Davante Adams in that playoff game. I can't stop thinking about it. And obviously Davante Adams is unstoppable. He's going to get his whatever. But it was he wasn't even close to him. And it gives me PTSD watching him play cornerback.
I imagine we're going to see Sidney Jones come in. I don't know what to expect. He's been hurt for most of his career.
Yeah.
Maybe he can give us a couple of good weeks.
Yeah.
Something. I don't know. Richard Sherman is visiting the Bucks. Sounds like the Seahawks don't want him.
Why?
What do you have to lose? You don't have a good corner. You thought you had somebody you traded.
Dude, if he goes,
Witherspoon for
he's
a
gonna
fifth-round
fucking win a
pick.
Super Bowl with the Bucks, man. It's gonna happen.
Yeah. So it's I don't know. How do you feel about Jamal Adams right now? 2 first-round picks and $17 million a year.
Yeah, not fantastic. I don't even know what to hope for this year, because usually we're hoping, I would say reasonable hopes for the Seahawks ever since 2013 have been at least make it to the NFC Championship game. That's a reasonable hope for Seahawks fans.
Yeah.
Are we hoping for division? Are we hoping for getting to the playoffs now? Playoffs, yeah.
Just need to win a fucking game.
Yeah. I mean, are we obviously we're not just happy if we make the playoffs and that's it, but at this point in the season, I don't know what to even be hopeful for.
I don't know. I think going into this, it's a tough start to the season. I was like, okay, you're at Indy. You're at the 49ers coming up next.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota's not good, but it's on the road.
Yeah.
And Tennessee's a tough matchup at home. So I'm like 2-2 wouldn't be that bad. So, hey, if you win in San Francisco next week, it's a different deal.
That's true.
My concern is I'll be honest with you, I'm sitting there watching in the fourth quarter and I'm like, two of these, okay, the 3 biggest parts of the Seahawks right now are Pete Carroll, John Schneider, Russell Wilson. I'm like, at the end of this season, 2 of those 3 are going to be gone. That's it just seemed like a train wreck.
Yeah.
That can't be fixed. So we're going to find out, I think. There was a meeting and yelling and stuff after the game and people questioning the coaches. So does this lead to fixing things and galvanizing the team, or does it fall apart? It feels like a crossroads here, not just for this game, but for this season and maybe even the future of a couple of these guys that are leading the team right now. I don't know.
If that's the case, and I haven't paid much attention to that. I haven't really been on Twitter, honestly, since that game. So if that's the case, I I'm willing to believe that the Seahawks are going to turn it around, at least morale-wise, because they've shown that they've been able to do that in the past.
Mm-hmm.
Although that has included getting rid of some very good players.
Yeah.
And
but even then they were still winning games, even when they, you know what I
yeah,
mean?
but what I'm saying is but now two of the three big guys are our GM and our coach, not Sherman and Earl Thomas. And even though getting rid of Earl Thomas and Sherman are that's two massive things because they're great players, getting rid of your coach and your GM are that's a huge organizational shift.
Yeah.
So it makes me more nervous that if there has to be some people weeded out.
I'm not there now. I was there in a very dark place in the fourth quarter. I don't think that's going to happen now, although if they finish 6-11, finish 6-11, at least one of those three are going to be gone.
Do you think would John Schneider stay if Pete Carroll was gone?
I think so.
I think he would.
Yeah, I think so. I think he would look at an opportunity to build it
back up
his way and be the guy instead of one of the guys. I think he would. I have some questions about him too. He's done some good things, but he's done some things I really don't like.
He's done some things that seemed awesome and then in hindsight were not great. Like the Clowney trade, and I mean still to be determined with Jamal Adams, but right now it's not looking great.
It's real bad right now.
Yeah.
It seems like Jamal Adams is facing tackles, but he also Derrick Henry basically knocked him over and took his lunch money at recess.
Yeah.
He's not even being asked to cover big time players, and when he does cover, it's not good. He's not getting home on blitzes. When he does blitz, the teams are hitting 90% of their passes.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
It is, yeah.
And again, I don't know, are we at fire the coordinator? It's the tiredest thing in football.
I know, yeah.
But maybe we're there. Maybe we're there because if players are questioning the scheme, even if they're wrong, there's poor leadership somewhere.
I would like to know what players other than Trey Flowers think about the scheme.
Well, DJ Reed said they schemed our ass, so there's
that was player. DJ Reed.
DJ Reed said that.
Oh.
They schemed our ass up.
Okay, yeah, so interesting. Yeah, if it's a lot of players, then yeah.
I don't know.
But isn't it? It's Pete Carroll's scheme. He plays base ass defense and it gets torn up. Isn't that the whole thing?
Well, they're a lot different now. They're not playing as much press coverage. And DJ Reed, did they scheme your ass up when you bit on an inside move where you had safety help and got roasted to the outside? Is that scheme?
There's no
That's you guessing and being
unfortunately
wrong.
We don't have any DBs that I would trust saying that. That I would fully I'm not saying I don't trust DJ Reed when he says that, but if we had a guy like Sherman come here and say that, I would be like, fuck, something's wrong, because that's a veteran who has been at the top of the top. And
he only questioned the offensive scheme.
yeah. So I don't trust him on that, but if he were to come here and question the scheme, I would be much more likely to trust Richard Sherman than DJ Reed and Trey Flowers, at least right now. I
mean, yeah, you're right. You're right though. It's Pete Carroll's defense. Everything goes through his headset.
Mm-hmm.
Ken Norton Jr. I don't know how much responsibility he truly has.
Mm-hmm.
And look at these guys that we thought were amazing defensive coordinators before.
Yeah.
That have gone on to be head coaches. What have they done in the league?
Dog shit.
I don't even know if they're great defensive coordinators anywhere else.
It's tough to say because we had the best defense of all time.
Certainly the best secondary
of
all time.
I mean, Adam Gase was a part of that fucking Peyton Manning offense,
he ruined 2 franchises before they figured out that he can't coach.
So. How surprised are people going to be if Bieniemy goes off and he's not great because it was Andy Reid's offense and he had Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah, I mean, that's been my concern about him. I want him to get an opportunity, but I'm not it ain't surefire because Reed has been coaching offense for 40 years.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of other. Yeah.
So I don't, but yeah. So I don't know if Ken Norton, but maybe you just need to make a change for the sake of making a change.
Yeah.
It's like firing the hitting coach on a baseball team.
Yeah.
Oh, the team's not hitting well. Fire the hitting coach. The hitting coach doesn't do anything.
Yeah. Edgar Martinez was our fucking hitting coach. Like he wasn't.
But sometimes you do it just because you gotta change a voice or something. I don't know. But here's the thing too. Like offense, maybe have put together a couple drives. We knew going in that our defense was going to be a little rough, especially the corners. Like offense, score some fucking points and take some pressure off of them.
Yeah.
I
mean, this game, like 17 points, none in the second half. I mean,
none in almost 3 quarters.
Yeah.
They scored like 2 minutes into or 3 minutes into the second quarter and disappeared after that. Like what, you can't ask a mediocre defense to take over the game for you.
Yeah.
The offense is where, what's supposed to be the strong point of the team. That's where a lot of investment has gone.
Yeah.
And, they haven't done it, I did hear one thing about the defense. I heard Hugh Millen. Again, I respect his opinion a lot as far as watching film and scheme and things like that. He indicated that there were 7 times in the game where one or more players appeared to be playing a different defense than the rest of the defense. Like they were playing 2 different defenses. I think we all remember Greg Olson beating the Seahawks down the middle.
Yeah.
When the Legion of Boom started to fall apart and then yelling at each other.
Yeah.
Find out they're in 2 different defenses. So this happened multiple times in this game. So I don't know.
That seems like that is a coaching issue. Is that a Pete or a coordinator issue? Who knows?
That would probably be more coordinator.
Yeah, I would think so.
That's the voice.
I would think so.
Do we know? It seems like a mess. Like I don't know. Like this week, if they don't fix it this week, I think we're in for a long season and maybe even a very dark period. I'm not feeling very good about this. Go Mariners!
Go Mariners. As long as the Mariners or the Seahawks are good, I'll be fine. But I don't trust that the Mariners are going to end up being good. So
until they do it.
So D. Eskridge is questionable right now. Do we know if
it sounds there's optimism that he'll play. Okay. That would help a little bit.
That's good. Yeah, I mean, to be honestly, D. Eskridge went out and then we let off the gas. So
He's the Waldron fly sweep guy.
Yeah,
and
I think he adds a big element to that offense. And I'm not hopeful that he's gonna like de-Eskridge is the secret weapon that'll turn the ship around. But
but he's a weapon, and they have to respect his speed. I don't know. I hope Waldron is. I mean, he's a first-year coordinator. Yeah. He's 41 years old. He never called a meaningful play in the NFL until a couple weeks ago. I'm hopeful that he's learning. Mm-hmm. We better see something better this week.
That's one thing I've seen from some reporters, like on the hopeful side, is that new coordinator in, like, obviously with a completely new offense, like there's going to be some kinks that need to be worked out. But when you see almost 3 full quarters with nothing, it's how many kinks are there? But then the first half against Indy was like the best half of Seahawks football since like 2013 probably. So I don't know. So looking forward, I guess. Do you have anything else about the Vikings game?
I think one big play in the game, and I don't think you can ever blame one play, but this was so big, was Ugo Amadi.
Oh, yeah.
You finally get a stop.
Yeah.
And he makes a senseless hold on a receiver. He didn't need to hold him. The play wasn't even going there anyway.
Dumb as shit, yeah.
And it seemed like everything just turned at that moment.
Yeah.
So instead of getting a stop, they go down and score. You would have had him, in a pretty good spot there, and that was brutal. Again, no one play loses you a game, but boy, that was huge because you couldn't get a stop, and you finally get one there.
Yeah,
Brutal,
I know.
brutal,
It's
brutal.
yeah, very brutal. I was excited about Ugo. He had a very bad game. He
Yeah.
had some really awful plays.
Yeah. I just don't. I think he's a backup. I just, he's a backup
Yeah.
nickel guy. Maybe can play some safety in a pinch. We can't have him out there starting and have a lot of success there.
No. All right.
Go Mariners.
Go Mariners. Fuck Howard Schultz.
Fuck Howard Schultz.
Okay. Looking forward now. So we got the Niners at the Niners. Looks like Jimmy G. Looks like it's 2.5. Is the spread 2.5 to the Niners? Over under 52. I might be slamming the under on that one.
Are you sure about that?
52.
Have you watched the Seahawks defense?
Yeah,
last
I know. I just don't trust Jimmy G. In fact, I would rather Jimmy G start than Trey Lance personally. I think Jimmy G is not good.
I think they both suck.
All right. You just have
Right
no
now.
faith in rookie quarterbacks.
I don't.
And you don't like any of them?
Almost never. I liked the Colts guy that came out of Stanford.
Andrew Luck, yeah.
I liked him.
Wow, that's a bold take.
Yeah, exactly. I liked John Elway.
Yeah, wow. Incredible. You like Peyton?
Not as much. I didn't. I thought Ryan Leaf was going to be better. And he had a bad rookie year. He threw. I think
he did. He had
threw
the
28 interceptions.
record. Yeah, record.
Like
he had pick record. At least for rookies, I think
Yeah.
total pick record.
And I think Trey Lance is a weird fit there. I don't think that's. I don't know. I don't think we have to worry about Trey Lance ever.
Interesting.
But especially this year.
All right.
But Jimmy G sucks too. I mean, at least we know how he sucks, so it's probably better to not get surprised. But Trey Lance will probably run a few plays.
How do you feel about the offense going into this game? Yeah. So that is why I'm thinking about slamming the under. And also, I might just put some money on the Niners, to be completely honest.
I might. Because then either way, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I sure as fuck am not betting on the Seahawks
No
right now. No way. Because then I'm just double miserable. I'm still in a pretty dark place with this team.
According to according to ESPN Pick Center, 71% of the money is on the Niners at -2.5. So that's probably maybe we should get on that.
Probably
soon.
should because it's going to keep moving.
Yeah. In fact,
4 by the time he's doing it right now. It's just pretend, folks.
Just pretend. Yeah, but I'm not feeling good about this at all. I'm not going to try to go in with like a negative attitude. I don't know. I'm just going to watch the game and just try to feel numb,
Yeah. I'm always optimistic that the teams I'm rooting for are going to win.
-120 for 2.5.
Yeah.
But I cannot. I'm glad that you're optimistic. I can't be.
It's just hard to. That's a good defense. It's hard to picture. What are we gonna win a defensive battle? Jimmy G's not very good, but he's a serviceable NFL quarterback.
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins just ripped
ate us up.
One,
I know. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't feel great, but.
No.
But I don't know what else to say.
I think if they lose the game, I can probably live with that.
Yeah.
Then it kind of puts you in must win the following week. But if we see the same shit, I feel like it's 6-11.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hopeful that they can get on the same page. Fix some of the issues.
I feel like we're gonna be 1-3.
It kind of feels like, yeah. They need to go for it on fourth down more. I'm not a huge go for it on fourth down people like your young children are, but this team needs to go for it more on fourth down, be more aggressive with that because they can't stop people. I don't know. Yeah, it's man. Hey, maybe they'll come out Sunday and look fantastic, and we'll all feel better. It's funny how our emotions can completely. I mean, think how great we felt walking out of whatever
Lucas Oil.
Oil. We felt so great. I'm like, oh my God, maybe I didn't give this team enough credit. God, they look great.
Shane Waldron is like, we need to hope he's not going to go be a head coach next year somewhere.
Yeah,
like,
hopefully, he stays around long enough for Pete to leave. And the defense looks good, but it's funny how things can completely shift in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
So if they go in and beat San Francisco on the road, we'll probably be back on the wagon. And, we'll probably be feeling pretty good. It's crazy how it can change.
I'm just glad we were at the Colts game and not either of these other two ones.
Oh.
How miserable. Yeah. Oh, my God. All right. Do you want to move on to UW?
Yeah. Go Mariners.
Go Mariners. Fuck Howard Schultz. Okay. So UW wins in overtime in we'll just call it over 100 UW games. I believe this is our first time watching an overtime game, which is pretty insane.
It is.
Yeah, I mean it was a great game to watch, like a good viewing game. As far as what we wanted to see, I would say some things fell a little short.
Yeah.
Specifically, the defensive line was pretty dog shit. There was almost no pressure. Couldn't stop the run.
Couldn't pressure Garbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, what's your overall take from this game?
Yeah. Again, here's the thing. They showed that they were alive against Arkansas State, and then I didn't feel great after the Cal game, but I'm like, they hadn't beaten Cal since 2017.
Really? It had been that long?
So 2020 they didn't play.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be the first game of the year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they didn't
so that's
play.
Part of it.
Yeah.
2019 was the Lightning game. And then the year before that was a very shocking
purple helmet game.
I don't remember the helmets, but it was Chris Peterson taking oh god damn it, Browning out and putting in this year's Heisman Trophy winner Jake Haener.
Yeah.
He's at Fresno now.
Fuck.
And putting him in a tight ball game, and he throws a pick six.
Yeah.
They were ahead 10 to I don't remember the exact. The final was 12-10.
Yeah.
And he throws a pick six, and that changes that game. So Cal's been a tough matchup for them of late. Weird things have happened with Cal. So to get a win, I'm pretty happy with that. But we were supposed to be a dominant running team. They can't really run the ball. Richard Newton, they said he was banged up, but he was suited up. Maybe it was like in case of emergency break glass with him this week.
Do you still think he got in trouble? Because that's what
that was my assumption, but it sounds like he has some sort of nagging injury. I don't know though. The coach might just be safeguarding that.
Also, 2018 was the purple helmet game when Jake Haener threw the pick six.
Thank God I know that.
Yeah.
They've had Richard Newton has had a couple issues. He didn't play the last couple games of 2020 for unknown reasons.
Yeah.
And then McGrew didn't play the first two games this year.
I know, yeah.
And then he's the guy with the ball in his hands
16
at the end of the game.
16 carries.
And he runs the Wildcat in overtime, 3 straight plays. And
he was
the game for you.
He was given the ball twice in goal line situations. 16 for 53 and 2 touchdowns.
Couldn't get on the field in a loss to Montana.
Yeah.
Couldn't get on the field when you couldn't run the ball against Michigan. And now he's like your lead dog.
So is John Donovan a stooge or?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but is that why?
I don't
know.
Or
are players all getting in trouble?
The rumor is that they didn't like the way McGrew was practicing, and he's had some issues with that in the past.
Like he wasn't working hard enough, or
maybe.
Interesting.
It's been very vague.
He's an old man now. So.
Yeah. I'm really concerned that this offensive line that was supposed to be... I mean, this offensive line was rated by people, writers on the East Coast,
like SEC writers,
like as supposed to be one of the top in the country.
Yeah.
And they've looked terrible. They can't run the ball, and then the defense can't stop
so
the
like
run.
our players didn't just get worse. Like the offensive line, the players didn't just start sucking.
That doesn't happen very
so
often. Yeah.
is this offensive line coach? Is this John Donovan?
It's the same offensive line coach you've had for years.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So what the fuck, John Donovan?
So
I mean,
I think it's a basic scheme. It's when someone runs the Wildcat 3 straight times in overtime, and it worked.
Yeah.
And I actually like the Wildcat more than most.
Mm-hmm.
I think can be very effective in short yardage situations. But when you run it 3 straight times, it's like I'm afraid to throw the ball.
yeah,
I'm afraid to pitch the ball. I'm scared if I just have one guy touch the ball, hopefully we have a shot. It seems like he's scared.
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not in the guy's head. That's just how I read that. But it did work.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, exciting. The game was fun enough to watch where I wasn't really walking out of there feeling bad about anything, like it was a win. Cal always gives us problems, so I'm not gonna look at this win with like a negative, tint or whatever. But
I think our tight end is an anti-vaxxer. I'm a little worried.
Oh
about
yeah,
that.
I know, yeah.
And they just got to commit from his younger brother. Maybe he's not.
Yeah.
But he wasn't at Pac-12 Media Day, and you had to be vaccinated to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And what Jimmy said is that he didn't think he'd probably be able to play this week either. So if you're out 2 weeks,
That's COVID. Yeah, it's COVID.
And it usually means you didn't get the vaccination because it wasn't. This isn't just contact tracing. It's you probably had it or you're contact tracing with no vax. So, what are you doing?
I'm sorry. No, I'll tell you after the podcast. I'm sorry.
You're
I'm sorry.
very distracted right now.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So, and then Trent McDuffie was out for the game.
Yeah.
So they had a former, or I think he's still a walk-on maybe, playing
really?
in his
Yeah.
spot. He actually held up really well.
Mm-hmm. Kyler, man.
Kyler had a breakout game that we've all been waiting for.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was like
2 picks.
That was like 2 picks and some other and some other impressive plays. So yeah, big hits. It was the game that finally was like, hey, this could be an NFL guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's
always had the talent.
I was asking someone to ask Devin Culp what he thought about the offensive coordinator, but unfortunately that's not going to happen.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That would be nice to know.
I know. Yeah.
I'm sure he liked it this week because he caught, he scored more than he has in a while.
Yes.
I mean, it's not the first time he scored.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
But he did, get a lot of action this week.
Yes, he got a ton of action.
He doesn't always get a lot of action.
No.
Sometimes he does, though.
Sometimes he does. Okay. Yeah. Okay. God damn it. I can't say it. Okay. So, yeah. I mean, do you got anything like, again, it's hard for me to really give notes on this game because this was a big, like, emotional, exciting win. So it's hard for me to, like, really break this game down because I was just rooting for good shit to happen, not really like looking out for, you know what I mean? I was more just like, biting my fingernails than anything. So, do you got anything else though?
Do you have faith in the quarterback?
Considering, I'm gonna say yeah. I don't have faith that he's like a great quarterback. I have faith that he could win the Pac-12 if not for John Donovan. However, I don't think like he's not good enough to overcome John Donovan.
Right.
So, In that sense, no, because we still have John Donovan.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Take that how you will, but
I'll tell you.
I think he's okay. I think he's solid, and I think he's all right.
Again, I'm not a fire the coordinator guy.
Yeah.
I get so tired of people bitching about coordinators.
All signs are pointing it to be only his fault.
I just don't know what else it is.
Yeah.
I don't what else. Like we've seen signs from these players that they're good players.
There's like actual evidence that it's only him.
Yeah.
like in other situations, it's like, maybe Sam Darnold's ass and Adam Gase is a terrible head coach. It's not the coordinator's fault. But it's like, no, we've seen good stuff from these players.
Yeah.
And the offensive line coach. So I don't know what else to even say about it.
Yeah. So I'm probably. Maybe he'll rebound. But I'd be pretty surprised if he's the OC next year.
Yeah.
We'll see if he makes it.
I would be sad if he is.
Yeah, unless they just start tearing it up out of nowhere.
That's true. I mean, 3 games in, it's definitely gotten better the last 2 games.
Yeah.
So we're trending in the right direction.
Yeah.
But still some very big problems.
And now you got a tough game.
Tough game against
week.
Oregon State. Yeah, Oregon State. You quizzed me and said, what time do you think the last time Oregon State beat USC was? And I said, I don't know, since you asked me that, I assumed it was a long time ago. I said 20 years, 25 years. And you said, no, it's been 60 years.
Yeah,
so
since they beat them at
USC.
At USC,
Yes. So that's just insane. But congrats to them. They won 45-27. A little bit scary. Oregon State, a little bit scary for the first time ever.
First time in a while. They've had some good runs.
They had what was that? Who's that running back they had?
Oh God,
They've had
a few good ones.
They had and we stuffed
that little
him.
guy. They've had a bunch. They've had running backs. They've had a lot of.
They've had a lot of good running backs. Anyway, yeah. So I don't. Again, I've said this before. I really learn about the college landscape as the season goes along. I don't do a lot of research before the season, just because so many players are in and out, and I don't have time I have brain space for that. But it seems like Oregon State might actually be decent. They also beat Hawaii 45-27. Put up 42 on Idaho. Who cares? And then lost to Purdue though.
Yeah. And Hawaii is terrible.
Hawaii's awful.
So I don't know. And USC is they just fired their coach. They did have a big, they crushed Wazoo in the second half the week before.
I don't know how much. I mean, I guess putting up 45 points in a half and shutting them out in a half is good. It's impressive. It's very good. I just don't know how much stock I'd take in beating Wazoo anymore. I don't.
No.
It's a shit show. It's very clearly a shit show. I actually know someone I should ask about Wazoo football right now. I guess I'm nervous heading into this game.
Yeah, I mean, we can't be confident against anybody right now.
No.
I was scared about Arkansas State. I mean, you have to
be. We bet.
They
yeah.
lost to Montana.
We laid 17 for Arkansas.
Yeah.
So Arkansas State.
I was sure they would at least keep it close.
Yeah.
So I'm very nervous going into this game. Washington has a lot more talent.
Mm-hmm.
They should win the game, but I mean, I haven't seen that talent play up to its level this season. So I'm not. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for sure.
You're talking. I'm DMing a Wazoo film person.
Oh yes.
Yes. I'm guessing that will be a no, but but we'll see. So looking forward. Who else do we got? Who do we got next? So I'm on the Beavers page. They're laying 2.5 for UW, which I feel like I feel pretty good about 2.5. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Who are you looking for in this game? I guess on either side, offense and defense.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see. I mean, the big thing is we have some pass rushers that are supposed to be decent.
Yeah.
the Savell Smalls 5-star recruit.
Seriously.
Like he's MIA.
Absent. He's
Like,
been absent. Yeah.
I've seen him on the field a couple times. I haven't seen him in the backfield ever.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the deal is with that guy. I want to see if Jalen McMillan, is he for real?
Yeah.
Or was the Arkansas State thing just
it's tough to say. I mean,
State
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
And then, can they get the running game going? Like we, at least to some degree, like we thought they would. So, yeah, those are the things I'm looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, I don't have a lot that I'm looking for just because I don't know a lot, but wow, 83% of the money is on Oregon State at 2.5. That's pretty insane.
That's because they beat USC.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. I guess I just want to see Richard Newton back out there. This is definitely a stretch, but I want to see I want there to feel like there's an offensive game plan. Like against Arkansas State, everything worked, so it didn't matter. Against Michigan, it felt like he was throwing darts at a fucking dartboard and just wherever it landed, that was the play that he was running. It felt like there was no scheme at all. And maybe that's because nothing was working, which is also probably his fault. But yeah. So
here's a Kate Otten question for you.
Yeah, Kate Otten.
If you were an NFL exec, would you draft unvaccinated players?
Yes, depending on the player and where I'm getting him. If I'm choosing, if I even am 60-40 between an unvaxxed guy and a vaxxed guy, I'm probably taking the vaxxed guy. Simply not even as a political thing, but just because it's just easier. It's just...
Yeah, it's just one less thing to worry about.
And it's it really is a big... there's a lot of things that come with it, they're putting fucking plexiglass around Kirk Cousins everywhere he goes. So,
yeah.
That's
a quarterback.
That's a quarterback.
Tight end ain't a quarterback.
So here's the thing. Cade Otton, I'll draft him... I guess I don't know what his stock's like already, but I'll draft him with a late round pick, I guess.
I mean, he was probably, he's been mentioned as a potential late first rounder or second rounder.
That's the thing. I'm not
way I'm doing that.
I'm not, no, because there's there's enough other talent out there. There's so much late first round talent that if I can avoid it, I don't want to take that risk. And who knows how many unvaxxed players there are though. If there's a shit ton, then maybe you just got to kind of do it. But I don't necessarily think there is a shit ton. So
probably not. And I tell you, I would, it's in fantasy football where you're I'm not drafting that fucking guy again. He fucked me over.
Yes.
And what you don't really mean that, but what you mean is by the time I would draft him, there's no chance he will still be there.
Yes.
So I think that's how I would be.
That's pretty much how I'm and I don't see all 32 teams feeling that way.
Yeah.
Or maybe not necessarily feeling that way, but they will be willing to. I feel like other NFL GMs would be willing to take that risk beforehand. I think Cade Otton is a great player, and
by the way, I should say again, I don't know if he's vaccinated.
That's true. Yeah, this is all speculative.
I'm very suspicious.
Signs are definitely pointing to that he's not. And
if he is, I apologize. If he's not, I don't even want him on my team anymore.
Yeah, because it just causes a lot I'd
rather go with Devin Culp because I hear he can really, score when he needs to.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, do you have anything else about either of these teams?
Go Mariners.
Go Mariners. Fuck Howard Schultz.
No, not really. I mean, I feel like, a couple of big games coming up again this week. I think it means more to the Seahawks to see if they can recover, and things need to change or they're screwed.
Yeah.
The Huskies, I mean, they aren't what we thought they were. If they lose this game, it's probably not devastating to the season. It's disappointing.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Seahawks game, man, there's a lot of weight how they look in this game for sure.
Yes. Also, I guess we'll talk about this on our next podcast, which we'll probably expect in the next few days or something. Chiefs are in sole possession of last place in the AFC West, so that's pretty wild.
I wonder if they're panicking like we are. Probably not.
No, they are not. Yeah, we'll talk more about that and some other football shit. Like, comment, subscribe, Twitter, all that shit. Got a book, High Points. Go check it out on Amazon and Lulu.com. Also, Goosehead Insurance. Buy some insurance. Be smart. Yeah. You got anything else? Any last thoughts?
I got nothing other than go Mariners.
Go Mariners. Fuck Howard Schultz. Okay, bye-bye.
See ya.